So I wrote a poem. A Surprise Raisin by Beryl Shereshewsky. What is that I feel in my mouth? A new flavor just bursting out. Could it be? Perhaps not. A surprise raisin in this dish I've got. It's subtle but sweet on the back of my tongue. A surprise raisin can be fun for almost everyone. But what about those who claim to hate? Those who don't want a raisin on their plate? Well, I say you're wrong, and I'll tell you why. A surprise raisin might be the one thing you should try. So here are 5 dishes from across the land. They all have surprise raisins and sure aren't bland. We begin with a dish packed full of fruit. It's from Armenia and has raisins to boot.
Hi Beryl, my name's Avi. I'm from New York and I currently live in Brooklyn, and my family is Armenian and Jewish. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite Armenian dishes, Ghapama, which literally translated means cooked in a covered pot.
Right now it is May and I have never seen a pumpkin outside of the fall. Leia found this in a tiny little grocery store out in Brooklyn, but a pumpkin pie pumpkin existing in May to me is wild. But I'm excited that we're gonna get to use it because we're gonna stuff it. And that's gonna be really awesome, just stuff a pumpkin. Both the babies are home now, and I'm just curious if we're gonna be able to hear their little gurgly cooing noises in the background, because they're a lot louder than you might expect. I mean, there's 2 of them. But yeah, you might hear some baby sounds in the background. Just don't worry about that. Maybe I just need to use my hands to get this out. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The pumpkin resists me. Resistance is futile, pumpkin.
Ghapama is a dish of buttery rice with dried fruit and nuts and spiced with cinnamon, and then it's loaded and baked inside of a pumpkin. The dried fruits, and especially the raisins, are really the star of this dish.
Uh-oh. Old dried fruit. There are some ingredients that have been sitting around for a bit, and these dried cherries are one of them. I think it'll be fine once they're cooked, but I wouldn't necessarily want to eat these just straight out of the bag, but I think this is the end of them. So, goodbye, cherries. Is it the end of them?
Almost.
Almost. Might have to call it the end of them. I've said this before, that I think that prunes need a rebrand, and obviously they watch my show. I feel like prunes get a bad rap, but I really like the taste of them. I just think they need better marketing. I don't know, how do y'all feel about prunes? Because this prune bag, it looks like it's had a rebrand, like probiotics, and the color looks very vibrant, it looks modern. It doesn't look like I can't poop, so I need a prune type of branding. So yeah, I think prunes did it. It looks more appealing to me.
Those bursts of juiciness and sweetness that you get from the dried fruits give it a much needed contrast in flavor and texture, without which the dish would not be the same. Raisins are very controversial. I know people either love them or hate them. Personally, I love them. We use raisins and all different kinds of dried fruit a lot in Armenian cooking and Jewish cooking as well. Since I was a child, I've absolutely loved them. And I think if you're someone who's not so hot on raisins, Ghapama might be the dish to change your mind.
Our pumpkin pie pumpkin seems a little small for the amount of rice that we made, so we're gonna measure the amount of rice in the pumpkin and then put that in the bowl and then add all of the dried fruit and then put that back in the pumpkin. The end.
Ghapama is sweet and comforting, and with the cinnamon, it tastes like a really good fall or winter dish.
That's around 4 tablespoons. Ooh, baby.
We do eat it, especially around Christmas time. I think it's something that definitely every Armenian knows, or at least has heard of. It is an iconic part of our culinary culture. Food is tied to memories of the people we love and the times we love, and how the taste of something familiar can transport us to a place with the people we care about. I think people should definitely try Ghapama, not only because it might change their mind about raisins, but also because Armenian food and Armenian culture is not very well known in the West. When I tell people I'm Armenian, sometimes I've gotten the reaction of people thinking that I'm just mispronouncing American, which I think goes to show just how little is known about our culture. And I think Ghapama is a great entry point to Armenian food because there's nothing too unfamiliar about it. We've all had nuts and raisins and rice.
Ta-da! Ooh.
But it is really delicious. It's really comforting. It is beautiful to look at when the pumpkin is cut open like a flower. And like I said, if you're someone who doesn't like raisins, not only do you really need to change your mind, but this might be the dish that does it.
This is such a beautiful dish. I'm so excited to house it. Avi has been on this show once before and gave us an herb stuffed flatbread to make. I had so much fun making that. My dog is getting excited. And I had so much fun making this dish as well. So Armenian food is just incredibly fun and beautiful. There's a lot of dried fruit in this and I really like it. The raisins are really strong in flavor, and so are the prunes. There's a sweetness to this dish, which I think would pair really well with a savory meat. But if you wanted to put something like chickpeas or tofu in this to make it a more complete meal, I think that would work really well too. Pistachio was nice, it added a little bit of saltiness. I'm just really into the raisins in this. They're very soft and plump and juicy.
Asha.
The babies are sleeping, Asha. The flavor of the pumpkin, I do think has been imparted into the dish. There's a bit of sweetness from that pumpkin pie pumpkin. It's definitely very interesting. I've never had a rice dish like this before. I thought it was gonna be like an Indian biryani, but because it's all dried fruit, it's like a sweet rice dish, which is just, but it's not a rice pudding. So I've never really had sweet rice before. I'm really excited that Quince is the sponsor of today's episode because their home brand has the most amazing pieces. I got sent some and I was able to decorate a lot of my sets using them today. If you've never heard of Quince, they are an online shop that sells bedding, cookware, home goods, clothing, and more. Quince is not a website selling dupes. They have really high quality items that will last you a lifetime. And one of the great things about it is they do offer 365-day returns. So if after a part of that lifetime something breaks down, you can return it. I love setting the table. It is my love language. In working with Quince for the sponsorship of this episode, I was able to go through and choose some items from their home collection. And I got these beautiful napkins and table runner. I also got these gorgeous glasses, these beautiful plates, and these amazing wooden serving spoons. And this really groovy placemat that I'm honestly obsessed with. The best thing is I was able to use them to decorate some of my sets, but I will surely be using them for my next dinner parties because they are just beautiful. And at the end of the day, I love that they're high quality because when I own something, I want to own it for a really long time. I'm not here for a short time love, I'm here for a good time and a long time love. I'm honestly also obsessed with these napkins with the wavy exterior. They are so cute. So I would definitely recommend going to Quince and checking out what they have. They have an amazing selection of items. And if you scan my QR code or use my links in the description, you will get 365-day returns and free shipping. For me, table setting is an art. It's something that my mom taught me, and Quince has so many beautiful pieces that can elevate your table. Okay, it's time to get another surprise raisin going on. Here we go.
Hanse. My name is Anna. I am a proud citizen of the Métis Nation of Alberta living on Treaty 6 lands in Alberta, Canada. The dish I'm bringing you today is Panitsiak in Inuktitut, Pankeskewan in Cree, or Bannock as it's more commonly known, specifically in an Inuit style. It's a really simple dish of a fried, sweet, raisin-filled bread that is made almost entirely of shelf-stable ingredients that would have been very common in the kind of harsh and remote Arctic environment. It's a bit more dense than a pancake, but certainly lighter than a biscuit, I guess. I like this dish because it's a taste of my childhood and home. My dad learned how to make bannock when he was a pilot flying north of Cambridge Bay in current-day Nunavut. And that's where he learned how to make it. And it was something that, in turn, he made when we were kids on the weekends. And so it's kind of a real nostalgia factor.
One thing I learned in making this episode is that golden raisins come from green grapes, which I guess kind of makes sense, but I never considered where golden raisins came from. Also on the back, it says that it takes 4.5 pounds of fresh grapes to make 1 pound of raisins, which I think is a kind of a cool number to think about. I love raisins.
It's a lot sweeter than more southern style baked or fried bannocks. There's a lot more sugar in it, I'm not going to lie. Bannock itself is pretty common in indigenous communities across the country, but this style I haven't seen outside of the Arctic.
So we're gonna use Crisco for this. Anna said that you could also use margarine, but we couldn't find that. It seems like, I don't know, margarine was big in the 80s and 90s, but now we can't find it. So we're using Crisco, shortening. I'll show you what it looks like. Pure white, like a cream cheese. Let's start with that and see what happens. Put in way too little. I think we're gonna need like half the stick of Crisco, if not the whole stick. Slop. Look at it go, look at it go. Woo!
My bannock uses golden raisins. That's what we always had in the house, and they are really the star of the dish because they're kind of the only flavoring.
This is an example of the oil being too hot, so I'm gonna turn it down and try again. I think my camper stove just gets the Crisco or like the pan way too hot, so we're gonna move over to my normal stove. Let's go. Come with me.
Raisins can absolutely be polarizing, but I think in part it's because they play a sidekick oftentimes to another flavor.
Nice and brown. They don't look like the photos. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I never know what I'm doing, but right now I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna have something. This isn't Lithuania all over again. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's completely disastered. But like, I don't know if it's right. These look nice, like crispy, but not too overcooked. That was like 2.5 minutes.
I am a Métis woman who, certainly during the period where I was growing up, we weren't allowed to connect to our heritage due to a number of historical factors. So it was sort of the only way we were allowed to for a very long time. Bannock is also starting to become a little bit more common outside of indigenous communities, with a lot more indigenous restaurants opening. And I think people should try this dish because it's a very approachable way to try raisins.
I'm not so sure that I made these correctly. They do not look like any of the photos that I've seen online. It might have been the Crisco, even though I replaced the margarine with Crisco. They're very brown, darker brown than photos, but let's see how they taste. They're cooked the whole way through. I mean, it tastes like fried bread with raisins, and it tastes really good. They're fluffier than other fry breads that I've seen online. I kind of feel like these are fried pancakes. That's the vibe that I'm getting from them. I like it. When it comes to the golden raisins, I feel like I could have added more raisins, to be totally honest. I added a lot, I thought I did, but you know, every bite needs a raisin. That bite had a raisin. I know that fry bread has a lot of cultural significance to Indigenous peoples in Canada and in America. So I wanted to do it justice. We've had it on the show once before, but it was different than this recipe was. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it tastes really good, and it definitely has the punch of raisins that I'm looking for whenever I eat food. Whenever I eat food, I'm looking to have raisins in it. That's not true. Well, I feel like anything with raisins adds a little bit of pop and fun. Chicken with raisins would be good. The recipe's ingredients are simple. If you don't like raisins, you could take them out. Although I do think that if you don't like raisins, you're probably not watching this episode. I would definitely recommend people try this. The ingredients are really simple to come across, and even though I was questioning myself during the process of making it, I ended up with something that tastes really good.
Kia ora Beryl, kia ora katoa. I'm Sharon from Taranaki in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the dish I'd like to talk to you about is called Fly Cemeteries. And if you think that's grim, ask an Australian about snot blocks.
Dear Internet, settle a debate for us. Leia and I don't think that Granny Smith apples are good for eating. They're good for baking and good for making candy apples, but that's about it. Reed, Leia's boyfriend, says that they are his favorite apples to eat, which we both think is crazy. Let us know in the comments how you feel about Granny Smith apples, but then also what are the best apples to eat? I did a whole apple episode, shameless plug. But honestly, like Granny Smith apples as his favorite apple?
I don't know.
It's diabolical.
It's true, it's psycho.
Fly Cemeteries are a delicious sweet treat that my nana, my maternal grandmother, would sometimes bake for us as a sweet treat to have in the afternoons.
That was melted butter. We did not film me melting it because it felt kind of boring, but that was melted butter.
It's made of apples and raisins baked between slices of flaky puff pastry. So it's really simple, but it's delicious.
I love this lemon juicer. It's one of the best ones I've ever used. It's amazing. Look at that. That is juiced. Juiced. Golden raisins, black raisins, and currants. Lots of raisins. I like it. And currants are cool too. You're cool too.
I think this is fairly well known in New Zealand and probably bits of Australia as well. And I found out that it's also known as this or fly cakes in parts of the UK and Scotland. And this makes some sense because my nana's parents came to New Zealand from Scotland and maybe the recipe came with them.
I have a rolling pin, but when we went on maternity leave, I brought it with me and I left it there. So I'm using this Saratoga sparkling bottle as my rolling pin.
This uses either raisins or sultanas as you wish, and obviously they form the flies in the fly cemetery. I love raisins because of their sweet, squishy deliciousness and the fact that they're grapes, and I love wine also. I think people should try this dish because it is really delicious. It's quite a simple thing to make, and you've got to admit it's a pretty cool name. Thanks everybody for watching. Ngā mihi nui from Aotearoa, haere rā.
I would say this is a terrible name, Fly Cemetery, but I think it's going to be a delicious meal. It does feel kind of like the Raisin Ultimate Boss dish because it is packed full of raisins. That tastes like an apple raisin strudel. The apple is really strong and the brown cinnamon and sugar come through, but you get a bite of a plump, juicy raisin every single time. I mean, I've only had one bite, hold on. Let me rephrase. A raisin in every bite. Yum. I haven't worked that much with puff pastry, but rolling it out was really simple, and all you have to do is make sure it's defrosted when you cook with it, and then it's pretty easy. I love the cinnamon in this, which is kind of hard to say. Regid also asked me if there was cinnamon in it, and that's another one. Cinnamon in it? Yeah, there's cinnamon in it. Cinnamon in it. Puff pastry is good, but it is flaky and it gets everywhere. I'm not mad about it, I'm just commenting on that. We don't get dishes from New Zealand very often, and I'm glad we got this one because this is a raisin episode and this one is full of raisins. Okay, Leia, you're trying it because Leia doesn't know how she feels about raisins anymore. She used to not like them, now she started liking them. I do feel like this one has so many raisins in it that we're gonna see whether or not she has been converted, so hold on.
So I was saying to Beryl that I think I like casual raisins. I don't know how else to phrase that, like sprinkled in something. But this is the ultimate test. Oh my gosh, I wanna make sure I get raisins.
You will.
I think I like raisins. Yay! That's so good. Oh my God. The raisins are like so plump and the apple's really nice. I mean, it's like an apple strudel, but raisin strudel. This is really, really good.
Hey Beryl, my name is Matthew and I'm from Leyte, Philippines. So the dish that I'd like to share with you is called Menudo. So I know menudo exists in Mexican and other Latin American countries, but this dish actually has both Spanish and American influence. Menudo for us, coming from the word minute or small cuts of pork, actually has other ingredients like potatoes, carrots, peas, and hot dogs, and of course the raisins. What I really like about this dish is that it has the perfect balance of sweetness, saltiness, and sourness, since it's simmered together with tomato sauce, and then the peas and then the hot dogs actually come from the American influence. The dish is actually something that connects us, since it's a dish that's usually served during celebrations like birthdays, and then what we call fiestas, where we honor our patron saints. So it's usually something that's sought after and something that's perfect to pair with rice.
If you know me at all through this show or through internet things or just in person, you'll know how I feel about hot dogs. And I've had tons of different hot dogs on this show. We're actually gonna do another hot dog episode this summer, but anyway, the hot dogs in this dish are not scaring me at all. They're actually enticing me. I love a good hot dog.
I would say it's famous around the Philippines. All the 3 major islands, it's usually cooked in different variations.
So we marinated this pork overnight in soy sauce and calamansi juice. Calamansi juice is it is this tiny citrus fruit that does grow in the Philippines. It's hard to get here, but you can buy the juice at a Filipino grocery store. If you can't find it, you can substitute for lemon, no problem. But I have found a couple calamansi things, like for example, this little packet is calamansi juice that I put in my water, and it tastes really, really good. And I also have this big one, which is good for cooking. You can see on it what calamansi looks like right here. Matthew in particular called out Del Monte tomato sauce, which we were able to find, but I do think you could use any tomato sauce and it would work out well. Also, our can is dented. Did we get a discount?
I think that was my fault.
Oh. Sometimes if you get a dented can at the supermarket, they give you discounts, but not if Leia does it. All right. I bought this fresh case of bay leaves when I made baboti from South Africa, and it changed my mind about bay leaves because in the past I've said that I don't believe in them, but now I am a believer. These have dried, but they still have so much flavor. Baby's crying. Hold on.
This one is actually something that I inherited from my late grandmother. It was taught to me since I was a kid. Raisins that we use for this particular dish is black raisins, since it's something that is common, I would say, here in the Philippines, that we use with desserts and other meat dishes.
This to me is a very surprising raisin, which I'm excited about. Raisins and pork, not something I would have put together, and raisins and hot dogs, definitely not something I would have thought to put together.
People should give us a try, since I know adobo and lumpia is already famous, but if you really like something sweet, raisins, and also the hot dogs. So that's it. Thank you.
When I think about menudo, I don't think about Mexican food or even Filipino food. In fact, I think about Ricky Martin, because he was in a band called Menudo back in the 80s. But now I've learned that there is a Filipino version of this dish as well. It's got hot dogs. I love it. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but I like the premise that it has hot dogs. It's actually good. The hot dogs are good. The pork is really nice. There is a sweet and savory component to this, which happens in a lot of Filipino dishes I have learned. I like that there's vegetables in it, so it's not just a heavy pork and hot dog dish. It's got peas, carrots, onions, and potatoes, but then of course, it has raisins. I need to get a bite with the raisins because I don't really think I got one last time. This one has 3 raisins. That's a part of that sweet component in the dish that I find quite enjoyable. The raisins are so soft because they cooked for a while with everything in it, so it also got some flavor imparted into them. I think this is a really interesting dish for people to try, especially if you like sweet and savory. The pork is tender because we cooked it for so long. The addition of the hot dogs, you know, putting hot dogs in something just elevates it. That's just facts. And then the raisins, if you are a raisin lover, add a little bit of plump sweetness. And if you're not a raisin lover, again, like, I don't know why you're watching this episode, but if you're not a raisin lover, I think that this could convince you because the raisins don't really taste like raisins to me. They taste like the sauce and everything else around them. Another raisin for the road, and another hot dog for the road. Yum.
Hi Beryl, my name is Kenya and I was born and raised in Brazil. Today I live in Florianópolis, in the south of the country. The recipe I want to share with you is called Bolo Brasileiro de Banana e Passas. It means in English, Brazilian raisin and banana cake. Imagine a cozy, sweet cake that's slightly dense, super fragrant, with cinnamon, and if you want, of course, you can also add some cloves or nutmeg that I love and make it even more aromatic. Bananas keep it soft and elegant, and the raisins give it this little burst of sweetness and texture.
So Kenya did say that we should put nutmeg in this, but that it was optional, and obviously that she likes nutmeg, but as we all know, I don't like nutmeg. I really don't like nutmeg. I don't like nutmeg. I'm glad I didn't put nutmeg in this. It would have ruined the whole thing for me. So I'm gonna skip it, but I am adding cloves, which is also optional.
It's sweet, but never too sweet. Honestly, it has everything to become your favorite banana cake. It's definitely one of mine.
So we're adding baking soda and baking powder, both leavening agents. So I hope that this isn't too dense and we don't have a remake of my German dumpling. That's dense. Uh-oh. This is the photo. You can see it's like airy, it's light. That's not what we got here. We have a dense dumpling. Kenya did say that it could be dense, but I'm aiming for a fluffier banana cake. These bananas came out of my freezer and then I defrosted them, which is why they are so soft. They kind of feel like human skin and it's really upsetting me, but they're gonna mash really easily and they're not rotten, they're just wet. Ugh. Okay, let's mash these bananas.
In my family, we all love raisins. Raisins come from grapes. I love grapes, so who I do not love raisins? For me, it's just natural, and they add flavor, they add texture. They are never mushy, they are not dry. I love them. Fun fact, my favorite ice cream is rum raisin. So yeah, I'm a raisin crazy and very loyal. Of course, in Brazil also, me, my mom, dad, my brother, we love it. But my husband, for example, and his sister, they hate it. There is no in the middle. There is no way. You love it or you hate it. It's much easier to find the dark ones. That's why I think most people use them more. I see that the dark ones, they are slightly stronger in flavor, and the gold ones actually, that coming from green grapes, they are more subtle, as same as the grapes that we get.
This is gonna be a banana and raisin cake for one because I didn't wanna buy a bigger bundt cake pan. I used this to make a Brazilian flan dish actually, so we're still staying within the Brazilian family. The flan dish was not such a big success. I mean, it's not a total failure. She's not pretty. She's not pretty. But I feel like banana bread is gonna be a success. And I just like, it's so cute. I could house this.
In this case, we are using the dark ones. This texture that changes in the middle of the cake and brings this charm, this difference about what is expected when you go and put this in your mouth. Raisins in Brazil, we can use in a lot of different dishes.
Oh my God. Just overflowing a little bit. That's okay. Keep cooking, little one. So she came out of the oven looking a bit like a muffin. It's over the edges, over the center a little bit. We're gonna try to cut her out. Leia said that it wasn't gonna rise that much. Leia.
You know, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
All right, let's try to cut her out of here.
You said you wanted a fluffy cake.
I actually love raisins and bananas, so I always find ways to put them together.
Woo! Hooray! She looks perfect. She's got a little rim.
It looks like a hat.
Yeah.
Even though it's just for to not add sugar or just to have this amazing flavor that I love. So normally I have these on pancakes, bread puddings, overnight oats. So I'm creative. Try it. Be amazed on how simple, how rich the flavors are.
Banana and raisin cake for one. Don't mind if I do. I have my little slice here that I cut out, but I wanted the whole cake for you all to see. This tastes so good. The raisins are definitely one of my favorite parts. It's a banana bread that's been completely elevated by the raisins. They are plump and juicy and they mesh really well with the flavor of the banana. I'm still a little scarred by what my defrosted banana looked like. I can close my eyes and see it. Oh! Okay, visually unappealing. Ugh. But that's what you get when you defrost a frozen banana. They don't turn out looking very pretty, but for the sake of this cake, it was exactly what I needed because it mashed so easily. As far as moist factor, I would say it's on par with the banana bread that I made using mayonnaise from my mayo episode, and I loved that banana bread. When Kenya said that it could be dense, and I was like, no, I don't want a dense cake, this is light and fluffy. It is not dense at all. We did see it kind of fluff over the side of the pan because it rose so much in the oven, but I got what I wanted, and it ultimately came out of my bundt pan very easily. Leia and I were joking that every time we said bundt pan in the kitchen, it reminded us of that scene from My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
What is it? It's a bunt. A bunt? Bunt. Bonk. Bunt. Bonnet. Bunt. Bunt.
A bunt. I'm just eating the rest of my slice because it was very good. The one thing, I could have put more raisins in this. I think we were a little stingy on the raisins. There are a lot of raisins, but I didn't get a raisin in every bite, which is what I would have liked. So I think if you're gonna try this recipe and you do want more raisins, feel free to add more because it's gonna rise, it's not gonna be that dense, and if you're a raisin lover like me, you'll get more bang for your buck. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope that it changed your mind a little bit about raisins if you are not a raisin lover. Although, to be honest, I don't know why you're here if you're not a raisin lover. Maybe you're just curious about raisins, and that's a good thing. Anyway, all the recipes are on my website, beryl.nyc, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps support the channel. Until next week, I'm leaving you with 2 more episodes in our culinary universe, and I will see you next week.